What's up, people? It's another episode of the Giants, guys. Did you guys miss us last week? Because we missed you. So we're live with another episode, and we got some cool stuff to talk about because, believe it or not, we talk Giants 24/7. I'm bringing the guys into the lab. I've got punching up the truth. Boom. There's Michael Stewart. Punching up nails. Boom. There's Chris.
Hey, everybody.
What's up, gentlemen? I'm going to tweet out right now to let the folks know that we are live because sometimes they don't realize it's 8 o'clock. And today, people, we are for the next 6 weeks going to do something different. One is I want you to know that the Giants, guys, is brought to you by Astroflave, which is a brand new age sup company you guys should check out, especially the shakes, because there's a ton of reasons that I can get into it. But the number one thing is that they're not adding any additional sugar. It's all natural, right? The taste, hence Astroflave, is out of this world. Peanut butter and jelly, Oreo, chocolate, peanut butter cup. Like, so listen, you can't buy it in a big box store. So do yourself a favor, go to astroflave.com, or please, right now, while you're on your phone, check out, them at Twitter, which is Astroflave. Follow them, go online. And right now, for all you new peeps, the month of July is 10% off anything you order, which is with the code of NY Giants Rush. So thanks to those guys. We love the Astroflave guys. And by the way, I use the product. Use it as a meal replacement. Chris is using the product. It's awesome. So kudos to the Astroflave guys. We love them. Oh, yeah, Jersey Strong. 5 locations in New Jersey. All right, gentlemen. For the next 6 weeks, we are going to be highlighting a defensive back every single week. We are going to be known as DB Heaven, okay? We are going to be, and don't mind me why I type this because I'm letting people know we're live. We are going to be breaking down the DBs that are on the team, not DBs that we wish we had, not DBs that we may sign in free agency. We're going to actually break down the DBs that we have. So I'm going to truth. Tell me what I'm going to get from you. Tell me what we are, by the way, we're going to, today's DB is Cor'Dale Flott, which was our day 2 pick, round 3, LSU corner, 6'1.5", 175 pounds. So you both have your expertise in your assignments. Truth, what am I getting from you over the next half hour about Flott? What are you going to be able to tell me?
Well, I'm gonna talk about his play at LSU. That's a tough conference in college football, and arguably they probably have the fastest wide receivers in that conference. So we're going to talk about what he had to deal with, his versatility, and how he was really a marked man when every time Stingley was on the field. So he was a target they used to go after, and he held up pretty well.
And Chris, I'm going to come to you looking for some expertise. What are you bringing to the table for me tonight?
Well, one of the things that I've learned about Cor'Dale Flott is that he is penciled in as the slot nickel to go up against Darnay Holmes for that job. But doing a little more research, and we were discussing this earlier, me and the truth, he played quite a bit on the outside. So this is going to play very well into Wink's system because Wink likes to move everybody around. He likes to create confusion. He likes to create what they say maybe like an amoeba type look where you're not sure who's coming, who's going. And I think Flott, he's going to fit in really nice with Wink's system and how he wants to interchange, Flott and some of the other guys on defense.
Okay. I like that. And each week, you guys, with us and the rest of the team, Zane has the night off. Spartan has the night off. You guys think that we could probably break this down that way. Someone will cover the college side. Someone will cover the pro side. And I think we could do a pretty good job of breaking these guys down. What I'm going to show you right now, gentlemen, is what we are getting with our pick. Woo! Okay, that was 49 seconds. To give you an idea of what Cor'Dale Flott is. Rangy, not afraid to tackle, stick his face in there.
Great closing. He closes well.
He has some extreme closing speed if for any reason they get behind him. So, all right, let's start off. This is our DB breakdown for the next 6 weeks. We're starting off with Cor'Dale Flott. So, Michael, at LSU, they played a lot of man. So it seems like it would be a good fit that Cor'Dale is drafted by the Giants because Wink wants to run a lot of man. You alluded to 5 minutes ago that he covered some good receivers in his division, but tell me who he had to cover in practice.
Let's see. Let me see the guy's name. Mr. Williams, is that the guy I'm thinking of? He only went in the top. He went in the top 10. Did he not? Or top 5 or something in the draft?
LSU is pumped out. LSU.
Oh, I'm sorry. Practice. I'm sorry.
Practice.
My bad. My bad.
Yeah. LSU's pumped out a lot of good receivers, is what I apologize if I wasn't clear. He's had to go against some of the best receivers in football, right?
Chase, Jamar Chase, before he got drafted. That's what you need to know. I mean, just covering him in practice. I know Stingley did too, but that's going to make you better. You know, you get better when you play against better competition. That's a fact.
And there's just the fact that you're playing, in a big time division, and you're playing against great wide receivers on Saturday, but Monday through Friday, you're lined up against some of the best receivers that come out of LSU. I mean, they're wide receiver heavy every single season. Somebody's coming out of there that can catch the rock.
Yeah, he probably had a day off on game day sometimes after covering those guys.
Yeah, I believe that. I totally believe that. All right, so Truth, tell me, he's 175 pounds. He's 6'1". He's long. He's athletic. I'm just looking over some of his accolades and his stats. He uses his arms really well.
Mm-hmm.
Good back pedal, good break, good makeup speed. What positions can he play?
Well, apparently he can play them all. He plays inside, outside. He did that in college, and I think that's something that Wink's going to want to explore with the Giants. It just makes sense to me to see what this kid can give you. And like what Chris mentioned earlier, he's in the slot competition with Holmes. So this kid's going to have a lot of opportunity to show his stuff as a rookie.
So I'll even go as far as to tell you, I've said this before earlier when we did our draft shows, the Giants guys, the Rush crew were friendly with Leonard Marshall. Okay. Leonard Marshall played at LSU. He spends some time there on the sidelines, and he had mentioned numerous times that Flott is very underrated.
Yeah.
Like almost like the best corner in college football that you don't know, because he's again they're a 1 and a 1A, not a 1 and a 2 or an A and a B. They're very close. Stingley gets all the press, you know what I mean, because of that phenomenal 2019 season.
Oh yeah.
And he's also polarizing because he didn't do anything in 2021. So he's a polarizing guy, but coming from a future Ring of Honor, which we'll go into a little bit later. Leonard's going to be inducted into the Ring of Honor, which we've all been fighting for tooth and nail to support him. I like the fact that he's basically saying, hey, you know what? This guy's going to fit in great in New York, and he's going to fit great in the Wink system. So, Truth, I appreciate the fact that you're letting us know he can play inside and outside. And am I wrong to say he played some safety?
Yeah, he did. And that shocked me. To have a quarterback / safety like that, it's going to really benefit him to make this team and get a lot of snaps. So I'm looking forward to see what this kid can do.
Yeah, I love it. All right, so let's talk about in college. Actually, no. He's good enough to be drafted where he was drafted, right? I mean, it is what it is, right? Chris, if I'm looking at Flott's game, bringing it to the pros, what's the first thing that people are concerned about with Cor'Dale Flott? Like that, there is definitely a what would you call it? A monkey on his back, or there's the 800-pound gorilla in the room, whatever you want to use. What's that? What's that take?
Well, it's actually a couple things. Even going back to college, he was called small for 6'1", 175 pounds. So I think that was big. I wouldn't say a red flag, but that was the concern with him when he was drafted by a lot of fans, was that at that size, 175 pounds. But he did meet with the training staff early on, and his goal is to put 5 to 10 pounds down. Now, is he going to put 10 pounds on by training camp? Probably not. But if he can get up to maybe 180 or close to it, that's going to enhance things a little bit better. And then the other thing that when you dig a little deeper, his college game was very sticky, hands-on, very, very sticky with receivers. And in the college game, he'd get away with that. So moving out to the NFL, one of the concerns is he's going to have to back off with that. He's going to have to maybe not be too sticky, because officials are going to call those, holding calls a lot more than they would in college. So I think, between the weight and the stickiness that he played in college, he may have to improve that technique a little bit. So I would say those are probably the two big things to keep an eye on.
Yeah, 175 pounds in the pros is hard, because – And it's really hard to put on between being drafted at the end of April and starting, in August. I don't know how much weight you could put on in 3 months. I'm sure they're definitely, they have him on a regimented plan to put some weight on him. They're probably stuffing steak down his throat and baked potatoes and so forth, right? Carving him up.
And Craig, even though he wins that job, let's say he wins that job, he's not playing every snap. You're still going to see Darnay Holmes in there as the second slot corner, coming in and out and substituting with.
Agreed. I'm only mentioning his weight because he's going to have to at some point put on some weight. Now, and this is what the reason why I'm at least bringing it up is he's going to get bullied by big receivers. When you get. I was listening to Edelman talk about why guys like Diggs or Cooper Kupp do so well in the league, because the corners are getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and they're starting to shut down, 50-50 guys. The bigger guys, right? Because the corners are getting bigger. Now these smaller guys like a Diggs or a Cooper Kupp, they're jumping in space, right? Like they're available in space. So my thing with Flott, as I'm concerned about, is the size. He's going to need to put some weight on, because he's going to get bullied by bigger guys. And I think it limits him just a little bit, where if you're playing a team with really big guys, does he get on the field? That's it. Not that Darnay Holmes is that much bigger than him, but there might be some concern if you're playing against a team with a ton of big receivers. Are you giving? What's up, Tuto? What's up, Mark? See you guys in the room. So there's that. Okay, let's talk about Chris. Tell me about why they drafted Flott. Like, what is that? What right now what are we hanging up on? Like, hey, we needed a draft in the 3rd round, day 2 pick. We needed a corner. Why?
Well, you could see the corners were going off the board, some of these other guys. But when you had Flott in there, and like we mentioned before with Stingley, who was pretty much got all the accolades over at LSU, a guy like Flott at his size, at 6'1", I think he has a 30-inch arms, 6'1", very twitchy, right? They've almost compared him to a guy that may be 5'8" or 5'9", like a Wan'Dale Robinson kind of twitch. So at 6'1", he plays very twitchy, and he gives you that size and the versatility. Once again, going back to Wink. Wink loves versatile players. And we learned before, just looking into Flott, he could play on the outside if need be. So when guys are in motion, guys are moving around a lot, he could transition possibly to that outside. So I think the versatility, Truth mentioned it before, he even played a little box safety, a little safety at LSU. So there's so many different things. I mean, how about him blitzing off the nickel spot, right, in the slot? That could be huge in Wink's system, especially with his athleticism. So many different things I think you can mold this guy into.
Again, it's only 49 seconds. I'm going to play this clip again. I want you guys actually take a second to look at how diverse this clip is, because it's literally showing you how he's coming off the corner, and making a tackle in the backfield, right? A tackle for a loss. The very next play, he's pushing a receiver out of bounds before he can make a first down catch. And the very next play, he's grabbing an interception that's clearly over a lot of the heads of smaller corners. So I'm going to play this clip again and let you guys get an idea of the versatility that Flott brings. Love that.
I'll tell you.
For a skinny guy, Michael Stewart, he is not afraid to come up and play the run.
I was just going to say that for 175 pounds, he uses every single ounce of that weight to hit you.
Yeah,
he really plays physical for a so-called little guy. He really does.
And again, let's say it. 6'1's not little; he's thin, right? So if that cat could put on 7-8 pounds at 185, right? I mean, he really, really could develop into a, every down corner because he is not afraid, as you saw there on that highlight reel. He's not afraid to come up and hit you, right? He's not afraid, and he actually, from that technique, believe it or not, he actually reminds me a little bit of Aaron Ross. When Aaron Ross was, not that he was my favorite corner, but what he did so well was open field tackle. And Aaron Ross had no problem either blitzing off the corner, as Chris alluded to, and got sacks, Aaron Ross, but any type of swing pass, any type of flood pass, any type of bubble screen, anything that, was out in the flat, he had no problem making open field tackles. So it's a little old school. You know what I mean? You don't see guys sticking their face in there. Corners are a little bit of divas. Now
he's definitely not Deion Sanders. That's for sure.
I mean, it was nice to see him off the corner actually wrap up on that last clip you played. So that was beautiful. Not just throwing a shoulder and actually wrapping up the legs.
No,
so
Corey Webster was a throw a shoulder into you kind of guy. Like I think that and I don't know how much Wink went into drafting Flott. I don't know if he had any say or even a recommendation. But whoever scouted him, I'd have to think that the parameters were he's thin, we'll bulk him up, but this cat can tackle and this cat can move.
Yeah, he's a great athlete, phenomenal athlete.
And last thing, guys, one of the, you didn't really see it in the clips, but one of the nice things about him is, in playing that slot corner, is he flips those hips. That's one of the really big positives with Flott, is that when he's in transition and he has to stop and go, he flips his hips really well and change a direction and doesn't get turned around.
Yeah, let me break this down for you. In 2000, as a true freshman, he actually played. Okay, he was actually not a starter, but he actually played in a handful of games. In 2020, he started at nickel in 10 games, 43 tackles. He's, what I mean, and that's not bad for a young kid.
No.
43 tackles playing from the nickel spot. So again, not afraid to tackle. Comes back in 2021, he plays. And he's slotted as your corner opposite of Stingley, but they move him to safety and nickel. So the versatility is definitely going to help him. And as the season goes, who knows? Maybe this time next year he's your starting corner. Who knows? But the biggest thing for him is he's going to have to put some weight on so he doesn't get bullied. But he's long, athletic. And as Stewart, as Truth mentioned a couple of minutes ago, what goes on, I don't want to say it's not talked about, because you don't like to talk about drafting a corner that gets burnt. But when a receiver gets behind him, he's got good makeup speed.
That's going to happen with any cornerback. But if they could cover that ground and make up for mistakes, that makes it even better.
All right. So let me ask you this, Chris. If the two corners right now are slotted between Flott and Darnay Holmes. And I'm not going to hold you to this. Who starts game one at nickel, and who do you want to start and why?
Well, let's go back a couple of years ago. Everybody was high on Darnay Holmes. He actually had a pretty good rookie season. Then he got injured and he was out for a while. So I don't even know if I can give an answer, guys, because I think these
Come
three.
on, give me an answer.
All
No,
right, give me an answer. I want Flott to win the job, but I think with the experience right out of the gates, it may go to Darnay Holmes. But that doesn't mean that he's not going to get in the game. He's not going to get almost equal amount of snaps, especially teams are going 4 wide at times or 4 out there. He's going to have to be in the slot. So to me, starting is a moot point anyway. I mean, he's going to get a lot of time, right? So he's going to get his opportunities. I just think, it's going to come down to, is he going to flash more than Darnay Holmes in these preseason games? He's not going to be sitting a lot. I think he's going to get a lot of playing time. We only got 3 games. You're going to see Darnay Holmes and him get a lot of action and battle it out.
That's what Wink's going to do. He's going to play a lot of guys. He's not going to have all these guys take like 60 snaps and kill the defense. He's going to have a lot of guys moving in and out rotations. So
my man TJ, who I talk to quite frequently on Twitter, he's got a really good point. I'm going to throw this up on the screen. TJ says, at his weight, it must have been what they saw on him, aggressiveness. Yeah. It's great. And why that's such a great point is this. You're not drafting a 175-pound corner if you don't think he can hang in the NFL. There are a ton of other corners that you could have drafted. And again, he's also opposite of Stingley, so he's almost like underrated. Again, he might be the best corner in college football that you're not really aware of, right? So they had to see that aggressiveness and say, wow, put some weight on this cat and he's going to ball. And I think that goes a long way to say what Wink wants to play. Chris, does Wink not want to play a lot of man?
Oh, of course not. That's his game, right? He's gonna man press coverage. He wants to, and he'll mix it up and do man zone and do a cover 2 shell at the top. But he's hey, that's his bread and butter, right? Get in your face, press coverage, and man. I mean, he wants to be physical.
And another thing, guys, we always talk about Bellinger, how he's going to be a better pro. Because of the system, we can say the same thing about Flott. He could be a better pro than he was in college football.
All right, so let's play the other side. Truth, do you think he got tested enough in college? Like, do you think he's got the experience, or because again, a lot of people I would have to think got afraid to go. Either they went after Stingley or they didn't. Do you feel? Do you think that Flott has the experience? Because it seems like he was on the field a lot.
In that conference, I think he kind of grew up very quickly when you play in that conference. And I think he definitely gained the experience. And he's game ready. I think he just needs a little bit seasoning, just get familiarized with a little bit of the speed of the NFL, a little bit. He's going to be fine, I think, this kid. I think he's going to be by next year, we'll be talking about him possibly bona fide starter.
The starter. Yep. I mean, that's all. I mean, that's the way I think that we should look at Flott. Let's wrapping a bow up on him is, as Michael alluded to, plenty of experience, played 3 positions in college. Not only did he go up against great conference receivers, LSU turns out. All pro wide receivers in the NFL. So this kid's been going up against some of the best wide receivers, in football in practice. Like you said, wait, what did you say, Stuart? Yeah.
Chase, he played again. How about Jefferson?
Yep. No, but you said, which was great. You said Saturdays might have been a good day off.
Oh, yeah, yes.
During the week.
Yeah. It depends who he played, right? You have to cover those guys all week, right?
Yeah. So, and then, of course, moving him out of college, I think it's a good – I mean, like, he might have been there in the 4th round. I don't know. And I can't begin to speculate that stuff. I could do this all day long, okay? But 175. He's got to be durable, right? And he's got to get on the field. So I'm hoping that, he's planning on taking care of his body and the Giants are going to look after him. TJ Gates. TJ's on fire today. Hang on. Let me see.
Oh, this is a big one. This is a long one.
Yeah. Another benefit to his size and the piggyback Chris said is that he needs to be able to hang with smaller, shifty wide receivers. Heavier DBs have trouble with that. 100%. We spoke a couple minutes ago. I watched this thing on Edelman talking about smaller, faster receivers like Diggs and Cooper Kupp do really well finding space. Bigger corners can struggle. I think he has no problem with the makeup speed and how he can change direction really fast. I don't think he's going to have a lot of problems with small receivers at all. My thing is can he be durable at 175 pounds?
17-game season.
17 games. Remember, folks, college football ends at Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
These guys got to play another 6 weeks.
And he's playing against men now.
Yeah, exactly. Big men.
And do teams go after him, right? They take their traditional, their X or Z receiver outside, and they put him on the inside.
Yeah,
right?
He'll be tested like everybody is.
So that'll be interesting to see.
So for anybody that injury history has been pretty good, TJ. He, like I said, he played as a true. I mean, you were a little bit to the late. We're on at 8 o'clock, TJ. Come on. And I'll wrap it up with this because it's a good question. He's asking me about injury history. He played as a true freshman. He started at nickel for 10 games, so he was injury free his entire sophomore season. And then in 2021, he played 3 positions. So his overall injury outlook is pretty good. Okay. Right. Especially for a cat that's 175 and doesn't mind sticking his face in there. So yeah, and we played that clip. I can end the show with that clip again. If anybody wants to see it, just throw it in the DMs. If you guys want me to put it back up there, I'll play it. Want to do some quick housekeeping. One, we'd love if you would subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you aren't right now, there's a bunch of you guys in the room. Do us a favor. Just go to the Giants Guys on YouTube and bang, and hit that sucker for us. It does us a big favor. Secondly, the podcast is now brought to you by Astroflave. Go to astroflave.com, check out what they have, but at least follow them. If you're a gym rat, maybe you're you love to CrossFit. Maybe you just, maybe you're a power walker. I don't know. But if you're looking for a really good sup, a really good shake, we'd appreciate it if you supported those guys. At least follow them on Twitter, which is Astroflave. Again, Jersey Strong, 5 locations. They will ship right to your door. So you don't got to drive to Jersey. If you're in California, Florida, I know some of you guys. Now, Mark is, Mark, you're in the islands. So I don't know if they'll ship it to you out there.
How about Italy?
Oh, yeah. And Tuto's in the room, too. So, I mean, yeah. So they may I don't know if they'll ship it to Italy either, but try it out. Tuto, I am actually going to recommend this highly for you and your team, okay? Because this is TJ's in California. Yeah, they'll ship it there, no problem. Sorry, was out of week. Oh, don't make me feel bad, DJ. I'm sorry. Now I feel terrible. So, homework, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow the team. You got Chris, you got The Truth, you got Zane, you got John Esposito, you got Spartan, and of course, my annoying self, you got me. Training camp, boys, is coming up. We will be streaming live from training camp. All right.
That should be fun.
Yeah. So me and Chris are going to be there a couple of days. Zane and Spartan are going to tag up for a couple of days. It looks like if you're just writing some notes down on your computer, looks like we're going to give some tickets away. If you have trouble getting them, I think between me and Chris, we have 24 training camp passes. If you'd like to go, you can DM me and let me know. I think we have the 4th, the 7th, and the 11th, maybe. But Chris has got a couple different days than I do.
14th, right? Was the 14th one? The 14th was
14th is like 14th is Sunday. So either way, let us know. We've got 24 already secured training camp passes. We are also going to broadcast live from there. Whoa, Truth doesn't follow TJ. All right, TJ, are you following Truth? And are you following the team? Truth, you got to follow TJ. He's a good guy.
I will.
He's for the record, the reason why we get along so well is he's a football coach. So he actually knows, what he's doing. And by the way, not California. I said CA. I meant to say Canada. Sorry, TJ, my bad.
Close enough.
Yeah, close enough. Also, making a little bit of an announcement. You guys know, it's a drum roll, please, kind of a thing. We're friendly with Leonard Marshall. He is going to be inducted into the Ring of Honor. We've been supporting him with the Ring 70 in hashtag. Yes. So, you ready with this? We are going to be releasing a exclusive Leonard Marshall New York Giants shirt that you will be able to buy, okay, and wear to the ring ceremony.
Oh.
Chris, ask me if it gets better.
Craig, does it get any better?
Yes, it does get better. I'm going to make a couple hundred of these T-shirts, and I'm going to have Leonard sign half of them.
Wow.
Truth, ask me if it gets any better.
Gee, does it get any better than that?
Why, yes, it does, Michael Stewart. It does get better. Not only are we going to have half these shirts signed by Leonard Marshall, we're going to give some away. The ones that are for sale are going to go to charity because Leonard Marshall has a slew of really cool charities for numerous events that he's tied to. So we are going to sell shirts I think I'm going to sell them for $20. They're going to be a blue Giants with the old school, which you all been clamoring for, nice. The old school Giants logo from the 80s, because that's what Leonard wore. On the back, it'll say Marshall 70 on the back. We hope you will support because we're going to, again, not only will that money go to charity, but we're going to give away a bunch of signed, autographed Leonard Marshall shirts. We're in the process of making them now. Okay, once I get them, we're also going to raffle some off. Okay, now there is one specific gentleman who's already won one. Chris, why don't you ask me
oh, God.
Who has won one of these Leonard Marshall shirts?
Craig, who has actually won one of these Leonard Marshall shirts?
Well, that's a fantastic question, Chris. Man,
I've used my cheat notes. That's
why the Rush family is so good, because we're on top of everything. Okay. So, Glazier _David, which is David Glazier, was the New York Giants Rush 8,000th Twitter follower. So David, okay, won. Thank you for the support, my friend. You are going to not only win an autographed Leonard Marshall shirt, you're also going to get to sit in on a live stream with the Giants guys.
Ooh,
awesome.
Yes. We're still working on that clap thing. We'll get that. But yeah, so David Glazier, bang, you're in the pipe. Thank you for supporting us on that 8,000. I mean, we've given away jackets from Carl Banks. We've given away autographed pictures, whole bunch of stuff. And this time around, we're going to give away some autographed Leonard Marshall T-shirt. And for authenticity standpoint, I will take a video of him signing the shirts, and I will have him send out some pretty cool messages to you guys. Now, if you're sitting there listening to the show and you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button on YouTube and follow the rest of the team. All right. We are done with the section, the DB breakdown. Next week, we are going to be breaking down Julian Love. Okay, so next week, and I'm writing that down. So basically, I'm just picking out of a hat. Next week, we'll be breaking down the free safety, maybe strong safety, but I'm pretty sure he's the free safety. Either way, we're going to be breaking down Julian Love next week, the Notre Dame former safety corner. Definitely one of my favorites. We're breaking him down next week, so make sure next week you tune in. Chris, you had a specific topic that you wanted to talk about, referring to the offensive line. Wanted to see what your thoughts are, because the offensive line has been like nobody's talking about it. Now,
Right.
so where are we with this offensive line?
Yeah. Well, for now, nobody's talking. Next 2 weeks from now, we're going to be doing a lot of talking once those pads go on. But, all us Giant fans, we look back to the past seasons and we look at preseason. And one of the things that is always in my brain, in my mind, this offensive line hasn't played together. And you hear that week one. The people doing the game, the guys doing the game will say, this is the first time these 5 guys have played together, even before the preseason started. So my question to everybody is, and this is one thing to think about, is how important it is for these 5 guys, the starting 5, to gel together, the chemistry, to play together in as much as possible in those 3 preseason games. And I know we talk about injury and you don't want to keep them in too long, but with 3 preseason games and you have 3 new starters potential. Well, you're going to have Feliciano at center. You're going to have Glowinski at guard. Lemieux's coming back, but then you're going to have Evan Neal. So you have 3 new guys starting. So I want to get these guys as much playing time as possible together, despite the concerns about injuries.
Yeah. It's the most, it's the most important group on the field for the success of Jones and Barkley. And last year, nut job Jones wouldn't let these guys play together, gave them time off, and was basically taking the first 3 games as preseason. And hello, we suck again because none of these guys play together. It's imperative that these guys eat, sleep, whatever you want to say, crap, together. You know what I mean? Because any research you do, Snee, O'Hara, Soyber, McKenzie, Deal, Booth, Boss, all these guys were like, they were together all the time. And you need to learn to play together. That stuff does not happen overnight. And you're right on. Like the minute the pads go on, these guys got to start getting reps, start learning how each other play.
And Craig, if I could bring up one thing as well,
Please.
I think Feliciano, he gets a lot of heat. He's not your best center. He's probably average at best, right? But I think the one thing he brings to the table is he's going to be that quarterback of that offensive line in Dable's system, who he's played with, coming back to Buffalo. So I think he's going to be a very important part, despite maybe him not being, that much above average, but he's going to be able to hold down the line, make those calls. And I think that's going to be an important spot for him to make sure the rest of those guys are on the same page.
Truth. Do we know, or do you have a feeling on who the, if we're going with Glowinski, Feliciano, Lemieux, Neal, and Thomas, who we've seen nothing but good videos on him working out and moving. So we've got okay. If you haven't got a chance, look up his Instagram, look at, go online, hit Twitter, type in Andrew Thomas. You're going to see a ton of him moving around with no pain, quick, fluid movements. Everything is pointing in the right direction. Yes, you're not getting a ton of information out of the Giants, but it's out there, on the socials. So hit Twitter and Instagram. I'm sure you'll find. But it's truth. Tell me about the 3 backups. Who's the backup guards? Who's the backup center?
Well, you got the kid that came out of North Carolina in round 3. Joshua Izuzu.
Yep,
I'm saying it right.
Yep, Izuzu.
I'm liking this kid more and more. He's definitely a backup. You got Matt Cano, who's going to be the backup tackle.
Gano. Okay, so you see Gano making the team and being the backup tackle. Okay.
Yeah, I do. And you said center?
Yeah, because right now, that's kind of a unique position. I know they've got a couple guys taking snaps that you didn't normally expect to.
Yeah, that right now is a mystery because I don't know. I haven't seen or read much about who's taking these snaps and who's looking good. Obviously, we haven't played yet, so
I think it's going to be Bredesen, right?
Bredesen, maybe even Max Garcia might get some.
Yeah, Matt Garcia has been taken. I know. I heard about him. That's interesting. Whoever can do that, whoever can handle that backup center, could have an edge at that final 2 spots for the linemen. I think about 9 linemen are going to be kept on the 53-man roster. That's what I'm looking at.
I mean, look, like Pert's the guy that's going to be on the bubble, right? You got, Zudu is a draft pick, and the guy is super versatile. You know what I mean? He can play tackle, he can play guard, both sides. You know what I mean? And hey, look, for all you people, you know what? Mark Thomas has got a great. I'm going to pump this up here, all the way from the.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's right.
Jamil Douglas has been taking snaps too. So you know what? I'll even go as far. Thank you, Mark. That's a great point. Guess what? That might be one of the biggest training camp battles we have. Right? I mean, as who's going to be the best? Which is, I guess a good.
Which is great. It's great.
Who the backup center is, right?
No, just competition on the line. I mean, when was the last time we talked about this competition in depth that we've had? We didn't even talk about the other kid out of North Carolina who the Giants took in round 5.
Right.
The kid's he's huge, and people are raving about him too. So
it's gonna be, again, if you're carrying 9, right? If you're carrying 9, Gano, Pert, and the other kid they took from Carolina are going to be fighting for that last spot, because that Bredeson's already, he's been here, he's been taking snaps at center, and so as Cor'Dale and Mark Thomas just said, Douglas is a Buffalo guy, and knows the system. He might win, he might be a shoe-in for a backup. I don't know. Pert may go start off at pup. I don't know if
that makes sense. I think you're right.
He might start off the season because TJ is asking in the room about practice squad, and sure, Pert could go there, but he might start the year off on pup. And I haven't looked at the rules on if you start a pup. Do you go? Do you have to be on the active roster for a day? There's all these funny rules that I don't usually pay attention to anymore. But Gano, Pert, and the kid they got in the 6th round or whatever from North Carolina.
Yeah, McKeithen, I think it is.
Yeah, Marcus.
They're going to be battling for that last spot without a doubt. Okay, more breaking news for you people out there in Giant Land is I saw today, and not everybody's looking at Twitter, but and Instagram. I saw today progress. Chris, who did I see progress from today?
Yeah.
All right, Chris does not know.
I want to say, Andrew, player-wise, you're talking about?
No, you're already out. You're already missing.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Truth. I saw progress from someone today. Truth. Who do you think it was?
I have no clue.
I'm gonna tell both of you because that's the kind of guy I am.
Yeah.
Today there is video that you can now look up with Nick Gates actually. Nick Gates in the weight room squatting 225 for reps. Good. And I think the tag on it said progress or still working or something like that. So he's not going to play this year, but if he can play, he is busting his ass to get back in 2023.
What a great story. I hope he does.
And just so you guys know, and again, because some of you cats are young, look up Richie Seubert, okay? Richie Seubert, you may know him right now as the head coach of Watchung Hills football. You may know him from the Giants guys because we interviewed him, last year. Good guy. You may know him from his son, who's high draft, recruit in the college systems. They're all looking at him, Hunter Seubert. But look him up, guys, because guy came in as like a 3rd string tight end, worked his way into a backup guard position, became a starter, shattered his leg, just like Gates did, shattered his leg. Took him 2 years to come back. Came back as a tight end, right? And like basically in a jumbo package. I mean, and then wind up playing center. You know what I mean? Because that's what they needed. Guy was versatile as could be, center, guard, jumbo tight end. But it took 2 years. So for the fans out there, Nick Gates, we don't know the guy. I'd love to interview him. I'd love to have him on the show. Everyone's a fan. As Michael just said, great story, right, guys?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Great story.
Yeah.
I hope.
Yeah, we're rooting for him. That's for sure.
Yep. If you're tooling around the internet, or if you're an Instagram user, all right, check it out. Next thing I want to know is we don't use TikTok and we don't use Instagram because the kid is a warrior, TJ, no doubt. The kid, she got me sidetracked. We don't use TikTok and we don't use Instagram. So could you either in the comments over here, or could you DM me if you think we should start, cranking out TikToks? And because listen, they're not just videos. I've seen guys use them for reviews. With TikTok platform allows you to use different things. There's a guy out there that I've gotten friendly with that just does player reviews over TikTok, but because the platform allows you to do some neat stuff. TJ says, got to get on IG. So, I can, I got no problem with the gram. My issue is I don't want to maintain it. Okay. Like I got enough to do. I gotta watch over these knuckleheads, and I got all this other stuff that actually pays bills. There is a actual career that is not NYGuys.com. All right. So now, but we love to create content for you folks. So do me a favor, hit me up on Twitter at NYGiantsRush. That's me. That's my account. However, ready? More breaking news from the Giants guys. I have acquired the Giants guys on Twitter. Michael Stewart was working, so he missed the team meeting. Michael Stewart, I have the Giants guys now on Twitter, so we're going to be turning that on soon. So we hope you guys will follow the Giants guys. Not yet. Don't do it yet, because I haven't turned it on yet.
So what does that mean? Turned it on. What do you mean?
It's still in its old form. Like it's still sitting there. It says the Giants guys, but it doesn't have any of my content in it.
The lights off. You just flip the switch.
Yeah, the lights aren't totally off. They're a little dim.
They're dim.
They're dim. So, starting next week, the Giants guys' Twitter account will be running, and you guys will be able to go there to see what's going on with the podcast. We can still annoy each other with NY Giants Rush and everything else. But if you're looking for podcast information, it'll be on the Giants guys once I turn it on. Hit the like button, guys. Help us out. So yes, subscribe, YouTube, Astroflave, check them out, follow them on Twitter, training camp. Tell us what, if you're interested in coming to hang out with us. T-shirts, going to be selling them, raising money, autographed by Leonard Marshall. He's going into the Ring of Honor. We would want you guys to wear your Leonard Marshall T-shirt that evening. Let's rep Leonard Marshall. And for you cats that don't really know about him, he is second all time in tackles and third in all time in sacks. So if you don't know Leonard Marshall, I'll download a video for you and I'll bring it next week. But the dude was massive. Yeah. I mean, look, he ruined Joe Montana. And up before there was a Tom Brady, there was Joe Montana, and he basically ended his career in San Francisco. Next time Joe Montana played, he was a Kansas City Chief. So we appreciate that. Pound for David Glazier for our 8,000 follower. We're going to preview Julian Love next week and break him down. And of course, this week we did Cor'Dale Flott. Chris, give me your last thoughts before we go. What's on your mind? What are you looking forward to when we get into camp? Is there something specific that you're grooved about?
Well, I'm happy. I'm excited for the pads to go on. That'll be great. I want everybody to be healthy. Can we make it out of training camp and preseason with limited injuries? I understand a couple tweaks of the ankles here and there, but we don't want any broken bones. We don't want anybody out extended periods of time. I'm looking forward to the battle at cornerback, like we're going over. That's going to be interesting at the corner spot. Also, tight end. We had Daniel Bellinger on. It's going to be interesting to see how he plays in the preseason. I think he's going to get a ton of playing time. So, linebacker Blake Martinez coming back. There's so many different things, and obviously Daniel Jones.
Save him for me. Give me some.
So true. So, Truth, what are you looking forward to the most? Because everyone usually has that one thing that's a hot button that you're just like every day you're refreshing Twitter 1,000 times because you're waiting for some news. What's your thing?
Well, I got two. I got two quick ones. I want to see our defensive front. I want to see the edges, how they work, how they perform, how they produce. That is key for the Giants' success. I have some concerns for the secondary. That's a big one, especially if we get an injury to certain players. That one I want to see. I want to see progress. I want to see the secondary shine because that's going to be very vital.
Well, I'm going to go a completely different route. You know what I'm looking forward to? Well, okay. Remember, today we previewed a good 30 minutes on Cor'Dale Flott. Every week, people, we will be reviewing with video and what do you call it? We'll be reviewing DBs every single week. Julian Love will be the review what we do next week. What I'm looking forward is hanging with the folks. That's what I'm looking for. We're going to stream live from the parking lot. We got Fan Fest coming up, but we're going to be, streaming from the parking lot. So I'm looking forward to, meeting you folks, coming out, shaking my hand, saying what's up, love what you guys do. Can you do this? Well, yes, we can. Or, hey, I hate when you do this. Well, I'm sorry. Or, who you should get on? I don't know. Who should that be? So I'm looking forward, to that. I have a really good time, when I get to meet people that go, hey, man, like last year when we were at Fan Fest, we met Nick for the first time. And Nick is either he's still a police officer or a former police officer. And he came right up throwing PDA cards, PBA cards at you, giving us hugs, pounds. And it was just really super cool to meet you guys. So let me know what days you guys are interested in. If you need tickets for Fan Fest, let us know. We're going to have a raffle for the autographed Leonard Marshall shirts, money going to charity, all that stuff I'm trying to set up, as quickly as possible. Follow these guys, follow Astroflave, subscribe to YouTube. And again, we appreciate all the support you guys give us. So for everyone here at Rush, we are super excited. Now, this is the last thing I got. It's something I used to do in radio all the time. I got $100 bill. I got $100 bill for anyone who gets me an interview with a Giants player. So it's kind of it's called like family. It's like, family of family. So if you know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy who knows Ahmad Bradshaw, that's fine. Okay. But you're the one that's got to get it done. You have to soft intro that introduction. I got $100 bill for anybody that can get me an interview with someone I don't already have. How do you know who we interviewed? Go to the Giants Guys YouTube channel. Look at all the interviews. Lawrence Tynes, Carl Banks, Richie Seubert, David Deal, Dan Orlovsky, and so on. Pepper Johnson, Kawika Mitchell, Dominic Hickson, Alex Bachman. They're all up there. Look who we haven't got. I got a crisp $100 bill. I can give it to you in pennies, or I can give it to you in I can Venmo it to you. So throwing it out there to give you guys some motivation over the next couple of weeks is find that guy that you used to know who knew the guy that used to be roommates with Steve Smith.
Craig, no personal checks. We don't want you no personal checks.
No
Don't post-date them.
No personal checks. Just cash, Venmo, whatever you want. Just find the guy who you used to drink with, who is a bartender of the sister of the next door neighbor of who, Chris?
Say it again. What?
Anybody. Who do we want?
Who do we want? You want a
Giant
player?
players. Yeah.
Name
Giant
a player?
players.
How about Tibbs?
He's too new. I don't think he's going to do anything.
Okay, so all right, geez, you put me on the spot here. How about Blake
Martinez? Yeah, Blake Martinez.
Okay. Blake Martinez is an approachable guy, does a lot of stuff. He's a big video game guy. All right. Truth, how about you? Who do you want to see, Truth? Who are you waiting on? Don't say LT. Who do we want?
A current player you're talking about. I would like.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Let me tell you, I would love to get Mark Pavaro, but that would be impossible. get Mark Pavaro.
Don't ever say impossible.
He doesn't
Okay.
like to do interviews, Mark Pavaro.
So I've got two. Okay. You guys follow me. I've been hunting down Victor Cruz and Hakeem Nicks now for weeks. I always like to have one interview in every room. We have no running backs in the running back room. We have no wide receivers from those teams. We have Dominic Hickson, but we kind of lean on Super Bowl fishing. Okay, that's his company. We lean on him for special teams, right? Great receiver, though. Great receiver. Did great when Plaxico Burress went down. But I'm looking to put the mantle back here. Victor Cruz, Hakeem Nicks and then Ahmad Bradshaw for the running back room. So TJ says Kiwi. I did try to get Kiwi, had no luck. So TJ, get me Kiwi. I'll Venmo you $100. Mark Thomas, get me Andrew Thomas. I'll Venmo you $100. So it's a little bit of fun and motivation for you guys for the next week while there's not a whole lot of news going on. Tune in next week. We're going to be doing a half-hour review on Julian Love like we did today. Thanks for Mark and TJ and Tuto and Tommy and Danny and Joe. Thank you guys for jumping in with comments. If I missed anybody in here, I'm kind of scrolling through. If I missed anybody, I apologize. We appreciate it. We don't want to go too long. Thanks for tuning in. Another episode of the Giants, guys. Peace. Or maybe I should salute.